I'm here with Lorinn Rhodes here at the AMGEN Tour of California, and you pretty much are the voice of the Peloton. Tell me a little bit about what your role is in the race and how you get all the information that you get.
It's all secret. No, as a race radio or radio tour, I get information from various sources, from the officials on radios, from the caravan radios, kind of synthesize it all and then distribute it to the teams and the media and anyone else who cares to listen.
And then do you gather that information yourself and then send out what you think is what the teams need to know? And then are there other radios in there that only the commissars are listening to compared to what the information that you get?
No, pretty much I listen to everything, and I'm able to report out both the time splits that the commissaires are running or that their information motors are running, and then being able to give that information to the team. There's a protocol and order of what is the most important thing to put out there, so obviously if there's a crash or incident where we need immediate attention from medical or for teams, if riders need support like wheel changes or things like that, we're calling them up. Without radios from the teams these days, they're relying on my call to get the teams the information they need about a rider needing a front wheel or rear wheel, and as opposed to they used to be able to talking to their jersey and say, I need a rear wheel. Now they're waiting for us to be able to identify that and call the team up.
And with all the different teams here, different languages are spoken. So what's the official language, or how does that work?
So officially from the UCI, I think all races need to be done in French and the language of the country, so that in here we're doing it in English and French. In theory, that if a team doesn't speak English, then they should be able to communicate in French.
And when you communicate with them on race radio, do they have the ability to be able to talk back to you and ask like a repeat of the numbers or tell you to speak louder?
Absolutely not. I get mad at anybody who does that. You know, it's really for one-way communication. Compared to most radio channels where there's a lot of two-way communication, I'm the only one that rules my own airway. So. You
do rule the airways, yes. And you are known as the voice of the tours. Tell me a little bit real quick, how did you get into this? I mean, when was your first gig and how long have you been doing it?
And my first bike race was in 1986 in the Coors Classic. And I've worked races in operations and other roles, and then ended up working as a race radio or radio tour in a Tour de Trump one year. Got off the plane and they said, you speak French, right? We need somebody to do this thing. You're going to sit in a car all day. And so that was kind of my first gig was Tour de Trump.
And if you had a choice of any other kind of job here at the AMGEN Tour of California, would you pick anything else?
You know, I'm in a great role. I get to be able to see a lot of what's going on. It's a lot of work during the race, but not a whole lot before or after. So I like my gig.
Thanks, Lorinn.
Take care, Frankie.
That was perfect.